Today I'm going to be talking about the variations of the Australian accent as far as I know based on my own personal experience. There's some places that I'm not really 100% sure how they speak, but from my perspective as an Adelaidean, I can definitely hear the difference when I meet people from different states. So we'll start with my state first, South Australia. I come from Adelaide, and I believe that people in Adelaide have the most, I would say, the most received pronunciation, which received means it's very posh, so like the received pronunciation of England. So we say, hello, how are you? Oh, that's lovely. I'll see you on Friday. Okay, bye. And another way it's more posh is we, instead of dance, like in the United States, they'd say dance. I'm going to dance. And in Victoria and New South Wales, they say dance. We say dance. Oh, I'm going to the dance party. The dance party should be absolutely sensational. So there's definitely people with a heavy accent in Adelaide, but I wouldn't say it's more prevalent than the eastern states. So if we move on to the eastern states, we can go to, say, like Queensland. And like, I worked with a bunch of blokes from Queensland when I was in Vancouver, and they're just like super laid back, hey, you know, like they just love having a bit of a cheeky beer down at the beach, and like a bit of a cheeky surf, hey, and like, so they're pretty laid back, hey. Something else that people from Queensland do, I believe it's Queensland, it could be New South Wales too, that drives me insane, is they end sentences with but. So they'll say, like, if they're eating a sandwich, they'll be like, oh, this sandwich tastes good, but, and then not say anything else. This sandwich tastes good, but hey, oh, it's hot today, but. It's like, but what? So it's very frustrating. That would be like in Spanish saying something like, esto sandwich es rico, pero, and then not saying anything else. It's very frustrating. So we move down to New South Wales, and like, I'll talk now like I'm from like Sydney, so like, yeah, like they say swimming pool, and like that'll be cool, and I'm just gonna go like head to the beach. I'm gonna head to the beach. It's gonna be pretty sick down the beach, hey. And like there's just this kind of like Sydney, like, I don't know, like they talk like their mouth is full of cotton balls or something, like, yeah, like, hey. If we move up a little bit, I don't know if this is all of New South Wales or just Newcastle, but Newcastle is a town a little bit north of Sydney. And I met a girl called Sarah from Newcastle, and she just like, it's like she talked through her nose, and it'd be like, oh, hi, Andrew. Hi, how are you? Okay. Yeah, great. All right, bye. Just this real nasally cadence. Moving down, I would say Victoria is probably more similar to Adelaide, but they still say dance. I think they say plant. But a good example is I met someone from Victoria who was like, give me an example of how people from Adelaide talk. And I said, well, for starters, we say example. Tasmania, I'm not too sure. I have been to the Northern Territory, but I didn't really, it was just a generalised Australian accent. I could be wrong. If you're from the Northern Territory and you're watching this, please let me know. But if we start getting into like classes in Australia, Adelaide definitely has a scale of, depending on what family you were born into, how you talk. So I think a good example of this is my family itself. My mum's side of the family are all university educated, so they all speak quite well. And then my father's side of the family are all working class. So every Christmas there would be this immense variation in the accent, because I would go to my mum's side of the family for Christmas lunch, and they go, hi Andrew, how are you? How was school? How's everything going? Is everything okay? Wow. Ah. And this very sort of Adelaide, like, ah. And then I'd go to my dad's side of the family for dinner. They'd be like, oh, g'day Andrew, how you going? Like, you know, what are you up to? Like, how's school, mate? You know? Like, what's going on, mate? Like, what's happening with you? So yeah, quite a big variation. So I know this video, if you're Mexican and you're watching this isn't going to help you at all with anything, but it's just interesting to hear the different styles of accent. Again, I'm only going off the ones that I heard, so if there's any others that anyone out there can think of, if you're Australian, please let me know and maybe I can look into it. But that's all for now. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you later.